You're listening to the Crew Talk Podcast, a conversation about chasing growth. 2, 3. All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Crew Talk Podcast. This is our third episode with the SU crew. We're finna get into it. I'm gonna let Alan take it away with the question.
Right. So, I wanted to start hearing about why you guys chose medicine, and we'll go into what specialties. Yeah. So you want to start with Tim?
Yeah. So for me, I guess it started. Everyone has pediatrician visits as a kid, and I just remember that person just being a familiar face in terms of a kid meeting people who worked.
Right.
So I guess as a kid you come across doctors, come across policemen, people who work at stores. Mm-hmm. For some reason the doctor was the most friendly adult worker that I came across. And
really?
Yeah. Huh. I saw the same doctor from the age of 5 to 21. Okay. So just being around her, seeing how she interacted with people, that was my introduction to medicine. So that's kind of where it started for me.
Right. What about you? Go ahead.
No, I'm laughing at the way you look back. For me, it was just really my family kind of hyped me up. I think growing up, I was always good at science, and so, my family kind of pushed me in that direction of medicine and, playing the operation game when I was young. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that game. Mm-hmm. What is it called? Doctor Operation or something like that?
Wait, is that the one that buzzes?
Yeah, the one that buzzes. Yeah.
It's called Operation.
Yeah, Operation or something like that. Okay. So I used to play that all the time, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. If I can make this a career, and it also suits my interest in terms of science and biology and things like that. I was it fits me all around. Plus, I love helping people. I was always the one that did for others growing up. So I felt as a career, as cliche as it sounds, there was no greater way to give back and to help people except being a doctor. So.
But you were you entered a healthcare field in a different way before you came into medical school, right?
But I started in high school. I started working as a tech in high school. So I kind of got that experience because already I knew I wanted to be a physician, so I wanted to get that clinical experience. Mm-hmm. I wanted to start shadowing doctors at an early age, and I didn't expect to be in my 30s starting medical school. Right. I was planning to start traditionally and not take a detour the way I did. So needless to say, I worked in the medical field for 13 years.
Right. But the goal of medical
was always
there.
Yeah.
It was just when.
Yeah, I started a nursing program and then I stopped because I was nursing isn't for me. I was there's no way that I could do it. Okay. So I always
why? Yeah, in my mind I'm thinking why do we choose doctors over being nurses?
Well, for me, being a nurse is more labor intensive. It's very monotonous. I wouldn't even say necessarily monotonous. It's just very grueling, the work that you have to do. They do the dirty work, cleaning patients all the time, the dressings, and just all of the stress that's put on them. To me, it's not worth it. I feel it would be much better and much more rewarding to be a doctor. Plus me, I would rather be in charge, you know what I mean? So as a nurse, you're still taking orders from someone else. I would rather be the one giving the orders. So I just felt being a doctor suited my personality versus being a nurse.
Okay. So. And coming from you, you did try nursing school. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. But for me, every time I get asked this answer, I don't really know what my answer is, because I remember one of my earliest memories is my kindergarten graduation speech. It's what do you want to be when you grow up?
You gave a speech?
No, everyone had to.
Oh.
Everyone had to. Kindergarten graduation speech. Everyone took 2 minutes. What do I want to be when I grow up? Okay.
Wait, have y'all ever seen that video? I think it's Indian school. Okay. And he's I want to be pilot. And then he goes, pilot. And then they just keep going through that.
Oh, did you say it and then leave?
Yeah.
Oh no, ours was a speech, a little 1-page thing we had to memorize.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, kindergarten. Okay, but my answer was a doctor, and I remember specifically it was a gynecologist.
Nope.
I don't know why.
That's probably all you do.
Okay, I was 5, right? So I can't really remember what made me want to choose that before that. So which is why it's really hard to answer. But okay, so ever since that, my elementary school, middle school, high school. Okay, I was excelling at science, math, and all those the science courses. It's sort of like somehow, for some reason, I chose medicine first, and then I spent my academic career validating it. Like, is it for me? Oh yeah, right. I'm good at sciences. Okay. I like this line of work. Surgery looks cool. So instead of a specific reason made me choose it, and then I pursued it. It was like for some reason I chose it, and then it's snowballing.
Yeah.
And then ever since that, it has not changed.
Yeah.
Like I have not thought about any other like firemen, policemen, all those other speeches.
So yeah.
So it's that's my answer, and I don't know.
So it's interesting you mentioned gynecology. So since discovering that you want to be a doctor and everything, has your specialty changed since then, or have you stuck with gynecology ever since?
Hello question. Okay. Wow.
Mr. Segway.
Wow. I'm getting chills. Woo! Okay. Wow, that was good. Okay. Wow. No, it has actually changed.
Okay.
But so here's the change. So starting from middle school to like high school, I don't know why. I gravitated towards like neurosurgery. Mm-hmm. I think it's because it's like the
top tier
thing, the pinnacle. Yeah. The most accomplishment or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I want to choose the toughest one, neurosurgery. I mean, how everyone says, I'm fascinated by the brain. Like, come on, the brain is fascinating.
Right.
So I feel like you need more reason than that, but I don't know. I just chose neurosurgery. I said that for the longest time. But yeah, I kind of dropped gynecology. I don't know why I chose that. Again, I was 5. But in terms of specialty, entering to medical school has kind of reset all my preferences. Right now, I don't have an answer. I'm not sure, and I'm hoping the clinicals will inspire me. Working with a doctor. I want to do this. I want to do that. But right now for me, what I'm balancing is the achievement, the accomplishment, versus my life.
Right.
Because before, when I was in high school, I just went for the coolest thing, neurosurgery. But then later I started to learn about the on-calls, that's
what goes into it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I want to have a kid, right? Mm-hmm. I want to see him grow up. I want to play basketball with them.
Right.
I want to be
involved
in those movies, dad's always
exactly, and they're always doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That scares me. So that's why I've been reconsidering my choices, right? But again, I don't have a specific answer. So I gotta hear y'all. Yeah.
For me, in college, I considered being an engineer. It's gonna sound kind of stupid, but when I watched Marvel and I saw Iron Man, I was like,
bro,
it's semi-realistic, the stuff that he was building.
Right.
And I was like, engineering seems so cool. And Yale had a robotics lab with the arm, and I was like, wow, this one of my friends was an engineer. So I thought about that, but then the whole how do I actually give back to the world, and how you said helping people, I saw medicine just being higher in achievement in terms of giving yourself to others. And I was like, okay, so how can I combine being tactile with medicine? I was surgery.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So I always thought about doing surgery, and there's tons of different types of surgeons. So that's what I've been struggling to determine. Right now it's between ortho and neuro. Mm-hmm. Neuro because how you said, it's the pinnacle.
You're right.
And in ortho, when I think of when I was a kid and I thought of a doctor, stereotypically it's you break a bone, you go see the doctor. Okay. So the bone doctor is the orthopedic surgeon.
Right.
So in my mind I've always been I could be a bone doctor.
Right.
So.
And also it is a stereotype, but athletes. You want athletes.
Yeah.
Does that play a part? What do you think?
It was an intro to the more technical side of surgery, because being on an athletics team, you're always around an orthopedic surgeon.
Right.
But when I was finishing my sports career, I didn't want to go back to sports in any other capacity. I just wanted to be a parent of a player or a retired athlete. So being a team doctor, I just don't see that. But having them tell me about there's also this kind of orthopedic surgery. You can do this kind of this.
Okay.
And the more hospital version of an orthopedic surgeon.
So you're not like completely just still drawn to the sports side. Okay.
Not necessarily at all.
Right.
If I had to, if someone was like, okay, choose one right now, what would you do? It'd probably be like a spine surgeon.
Okay.
Specifically because my dad had like several spine procedures.
Right.
And then it just seemed pretty cool how like the interaction between orthopedic surgeon who does spine, like it's not just like okay, in and out fixed.
No.
It's more like a journey. Like you stick with the patient.
Yeah, because you get neurological, the nerves, and okay.
Exactly. So, I think that I want to do like a field where it's hands-on and it's more of like a journey with the patient.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I guess as an orthopedic surgeon, you would still have some kind of involvement with athletes. How would you feel about that? Like, would it make you reminisce, or would it make you?
It wouldn't be a negative. I just couldn't see myself like becoming a doctor just so I could still be a part of sports.
Okay.
So like, if 20 years from now I'm a team doctor and God look at me like, what this dude?
You a little hypocrite?
It like
right.
The intent to be one isn't to be involved in sports.
Right. I actually have a thought on that because, again, right now I'm figuring it out, but sports is drawing.
Yeah.
Because I guess I'm not an elite athlete, so like me with sports, I guess I haven't really like tasted like a.
So you like to be around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's ever gonna stop. But so like I'm thinking about like PNMR, so it's like what's it called, physiatry. It's like basically
like rehab medicine,
like sports medicine, rehab medicine, that type of stuff, or ortho, surgery. Again, like sports. So I am drawn to sports, and that's why I want to ask like, does sports draw you? And it's interesting to see like not really, but it is for me. I don't know.
I think like the percentage of becoming a professional athlete is so small.
Right.
I think the percentage of becoming like a professional sports medicine doctor is even smaller.
Okay.
It's like there's basketball. There's 15 people on the team.
True.
There's only one doctor.
Right.
So it's like it's even harder to do that.
Okay.
That's a good point.
So.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Right.
Yeah. I guess for me, like, it's always been between emergency medicine and cardiology. And emergency medicine to me is more my personality. Like, I'm fast paced. I like the ever changing environment. You're always going to see something new. You kind of have to know a little bit of everything. You're not just confined to one specialty or topic that you have to, like really focus on. You have to know a little bit of everything. It's, for me, that's more interesting because I don't want to like lose my knowledge or skills about like the broad spectrum of medicine. And so that's kind of why I'm leaning towards emergency medicine. And in cardiology, even though it is specific, it kind of caters to my experience being like a cardiac monitor tech and like, understanding the rhythms, understanding the medications that are involved and everything. And so kind of getting involved with that and shadowing those doctors, I did find it interesting. But now going through med school, it does sound cliche, but like kind of getting to know more about the brain, and knowing that there's still so much to learn about the brain. That's very interesting to me because it's not just like black and white. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of
you can still add to the field.
Exactly.
I think that's pretty cool too about it.
Yeah, but like because you've worked within the healthcare field for, you said 13 years. So you've been around doctors.
Many.
So like, even the specialties we are talking about right now, you've interacted with them.
Oh yeah.
And what are your thoughts on like maybe the ones we've discussed? Like,
I feel like it just varies because like the cardiologists, I feel like they can be on call a lot. That's kind of a negative for me. Emergency medicine, I kind of like their schedule because sometimes they do 7 days on, 7 days off, or they might do like 14 days on, 14 days off. So they have more room in their schedule. And I feel like for me, during those days off, I can travel, I can have time with family, do whatever I want. And I feel like pathology, because that was another doctor I shadowed, feel like they had it made. It was just kind of like he did his own thing, made his own schedule, and that was that. But I just felt like it was really boring.
Wait till you get into the path term and see if you still like it.
Exactly. No, I already know I'm not gonna like it. So yeah, that's.
I think I'm pretty set on not becoming a pathologist.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm also like emergency medicine sounded cool. I don't want to like be the person in charge of diagnosing. I want to really like, okay, this is a problem, let's fix it. Because like the emergency medicine and internal medicine, they have like the hardest job.
They do.
And like they're like at the biggest risk of messing up.
Yeah.
So,
but I like that. I like that pressure, and I think I'm already used to that pressure. Working in that fast-paced environment, I mean, we can mess up as techs, you know. So like, I'm already used to it. You know, like jumping in, doing compressions, or trauma patient coming in, and just having to like be quick on your feet. I mean, that's me all day.
Personally, I think I like you said, I like the fast pace, but like my background, I'd much rather have like, okay, this is my skill set. And if things go wrong, I have all these tools to fix it.
Yeah.
Rather than like, okay, I have this vast amount of knowledge. I need to find out and put together the puzzle. Yeah. I think that's the difference between like being a surgeon versus being like an internal medicine doctor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the guy, like when we did the OSCE, I was like, I don't like this at all.
Okay.
Like having to ask so many questions, and like you can get all the questions you need in. And it could still be multiple things.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah. I think, I mean, we've touched on a lot of like great points, and I think it really brings up the point, like, how do we get there? How do we get to that specialty, considering that we're at a Caribbean school, considering that it's more competitive, we have to achieve certain scores and compete with those in the U.S.
Yeah.
Like, what are your thoughts on that?
So, okay, first one night, for me, Caribbean was not my first choice, right? It was because I applied for 2 rounds of the North American stream. It didn't work out. That's why I went to Caribbean. So I was looking at the statistics, right, in terms of matching into surgery, matching into let's talk about like derm, plastics, and or like the top ones.
Yeah.
I think I remember. I don't remember the number, but it was pretty meager. So. It did scare me a little bit because we're learning the same things, but we're just not. I guess we're not assessed the same way when it comes to the residency application. So it does scare me.
Yeah.
In that aspect. So yeah.
At this point, like being on this side and hearing from like the people that you know and just like doing my own research. We're all learning the same thing.
Right.
I think it's just the statistics are skewed because like if you're the home team, you want home players before you want foreign players. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
So even though like
right.
we're like me and Trevor are from the U.S., like technically like we weren't trained in their system. You know what I mean? So I understand it from that aspect, but I think we have so many things that we can do on our own to make us stand out.
Yeah.
Okay. What are your thoughts?
I mean, honestly, I think like being at SGU, considering that they're the school that produces the most doctors in America, I think that does help. Primary, but either way, that's helpful because they have a lot of connections.
True.
And there are a lot of doctors that I personally know that have come from the Caribbean, so I'm not too worried about it.
Okay.
Plus, I'm not aiming to be in like derm or something like that, which is nearly impossible wherever you are in the world.
That's very true.
If I was trying to go for derm, then I might be a little bit more bummed about it. But I feel like, honestly, like what we're learning compared to what some of my friends are learning and their experience, I feel like we have it better. And even some of my friends have said it.
How so?
Because I feel like it's more structured here. As much as we complain about communication and how some things can be off or whatever
people always complain.
Yeah, but I think when you look at like how their curriculum is set up, how they receive the material, it's super chaotic. And they don't get the resources that we get. They're kind of just like thrown out to the wolves and just they have to fend for themselves. And so
I guess that also plays into the fact of why it seems like they have so much more free time. Because like ours is so structured. It's like, okay, you do this every single day.
Right.
Where theirs is like, okay, we have however many lectures this week. They're all going to be streamed online.
Right.
The exam is this day.
Okay.
Right.
I also have so I have a couple of friends in North America right now, and so one of the biggest difference is theirs is like pass fail. We have like actually like a scoring system, and then they give you like the letter grade, right? Theirs is so whatever number you get P or F.
Yeah.
For their basic sciences.
yeah.
So in terms of free time, for them like literally like 100 is the same as like whatever passing is.
Yeah.
That's for them. So that's the first thing. So for us, they put in this like merit system, and then they put in like extra incentives for you to want to do that.
Exactly.
And then it makes it more competitive. It makes it stressful. in a way. And also, I think with that, you said the our materials are more structured, but I think for some reason, our material, although structured, is a lot more compact, and then so it's basically like
missing the details, or
what I'm trying to say is we're fed, again, the cliche, we're drinking water from a hose, right? And then it's like they're giving you the information, you absorb it, and if you can't pass, goodbye, because we take 1,000 kids per year, and if you can't make it.
But they have so many safety nets, though. They have like credit remediation. They have like the AAP program, the ITI.
I'm just basing it out from our class started with like 1,000. Now we have like 900, so that's like a 10%. Just
but that's most med schools though. And honestly, like when I looked at
I feel like the attrition is higher in the Caribbean, no?
They drop out a lot. Like my friend was telling me, like within the first week of his class, like 30 people dropped out first week. Wow. So, and I've looked at his material, and it was just like, all right, how do you even process all of this information? Like, we get a lot of information too, but like again, it's structured, so your brain kind of like adapts better to it. Whereas like theirs is just like all over the place, and they don't get practice questions, so they don't even know what to expect on exams. They don't know like how to get their mindset in the frame of answering questions.
I do like that part of our thing. It's like we have practice questions, like IMCQs, quizzes.
Yeah, I think about that.
Just some thoughts about like.
And 96% of people here pass the first time. I don't think the numbers are that high.
Here's what is different. So
that's the step.
My friend who same term as us. I don't know how like the semester works. Same term. They registered for the step in January. We have to pass the course. Like there's 2 courses in term 5. You have to pass in order to register. So SGU is making sure that you pass, and then they'll send you up to step. Of course you'll pass. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's how the statistics.
They're padding the stats.
Okay.
In a way.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So like, if there was a chance you wouldn't pass in your first time, you don't have permission to take the test.
Essentially, they will make sure that after term 5, you're ready for the step. Yes, you may allow to take it. That's my understanding.
But I kind of like that though.
I appreciate it.
I'm just explaining.
If you fail the first time, then you're pretty much like your chances of getting into residency decreases significantly.
But yeah, I'm just like explaining how the 96 comes from. That at least I'm pretty sure that's how it.
I would 100% agree with that.
Because after I just learned about this week. It's like, wow, I have to pass to register, because my friends were like, oh, I registered. The spots are really limited. You should hurry up. Oh, okay, let me look into it. Why haven't the school sent to me anything? Yeah. And then we had the info session. The professors gave it like, oh, we have to pass
in order to register.
In order to register.
Wow.
Okay. Right.
I also think that an advantage we have is that since we're like already geared to work harder, because like you have to fight the stigma of being IMG. The students at U.S. schools have access to like doctors who work at like the academic facility, the academic hospitals near them. So they might take that for granted and actually not go the extra mile to like pad their resume. Or like we don't have that, so it's like in our free time we're like actively pursuing.
We're active,
for sure.
So. Yeah, but like I feel like the situation's this right now. So we've been thinking about our specialties. We know what we're against. We know what our resources are. We just gotta
make it do what it do.
Exactly. Like this. Again, like it might sound like complaining right now, but like no.
I mean, I'm not. This was my first choice in a sense. I didn't apply to the state, so it was like SGU's the way. I'm going there. I'm gonna make the best of it.
Exactly. Yeah, we made a choice.
Yeah.
We just exactly. We just studied hard. Yeah. But yeah.
All right. Well, this is another episode of Crew Talk with the boys. We'll let Alan take us out again because
guys, join the conversation.
All right. We'll catch y'all in the next one.
See ya.